Hello friends, today I am going to discuss some multiple choice questions of the subject solid state physics of the TY BSc. So here I am just going to discuss some simple multiple choice questions. So let us see some questions over here. Let us see first example is the question is the SI unit of magnetic field strength is, and the options are ampere meter, Weber per meter square and Tesla, and the answer is ampere per meter. So see how it is. Answer is ampere per meter because we know total magnetic field equal to B bar equal to mu 0 into H bar plus M bar, where H bar is the external applied magnetic field strength and M is the internal magnetization. So here H and M both have the same unit. So here let us find out the unit of M. So M bar, we know the M bar is equal to total magnetic moment mu divided by volume. Right. So here let us see find out the unit of this magnetic moment and the volume. So total magnetic moment is, we can write as it is the product of current and the area of loop divided by volume. So here we just write their units. So unit of current is ampere and unit of area is meter square divided by unit of volume is meter cube. So this meter square and one of the meter cube get cancelled. So remaining is only unit is ampere per meter. So in this way the answer is ampere per meter. Now let us see the next example. So the question is the structural unit of crystal is known as, and the options are lattice, basis, crystal structure and space lattice. So we know the crystal structure is made up of the imaginary points called as lattice, and here the each lattice there is the attachment of there is a atoms or a group of atoms called as a basis. Suppose there are atoms, group of atoms are attached to this lattice. So these bases are actually the structural unit of the crystal. So the answer is basis. Now next question. The question is a finite array of a point in 3 dimensions space is called as, and the options are crystal lattice, space lattice, Bravais lattice and basis. So here the question is asked is the finite array of point. So here is the finite array of point, that means the answer is the space lattice. If the question is asked about the infinite array, then we can say the answer will be the crystal lattice. Now next question. Amorphous solids are, options are anisotropic, isotropic, both anisotropic and isotropic, and next option is the neither anisotropic and isotropic. So we know the amorphous solids are, in the amorphous solids the arrangement of atoms is irregular, so it is directional independent, so that's why the answer is isotropic. So all the properties are direction independent, so the amorphous solids are isotropic. Question is the crystal structure is formed by only, and the options are A lattice, B basis, C space lattice, D lattice and basis. We know the crystal structure is formed by lattice and basis. So the correct answer is D, lattice and basis. Now next question. The sodium chloride is an example of, and the options are A. Crystalline solid, B. Amorphous solid, C. Both crystalline and amorphous solid, D. Neither crystalline and amorphous solid. So the sodium chloride is an example of crystalline solid. Now, next question. For the construction of the unit cell, which translation vector are used? And the options are only primitive, option B, only non-primitive, option C, primitive or non-primitive, and option D, both primitive and non-primitive. And the correct option is C, primitive or non-primitive. The next question. Which of the following element crystallizes in BCC structure? And the options are A. Sodium, B. Aluminium, C. Copper, and D. Lead. Among all these four atoms, aluminium, copper, and lead have FCC structure. So our correct answer is sodium have BCC structure. The next question is, the effective number of lattice points in a primitive cell is, and the options are less than 1, B greater than 1, C equal to 1, and D not equal to 1. So now we know when lattice points are such as like this, then we can define the primitive cell which is made up of translation vector. So suppose, here is the vector A, and suppose this is what the vector B. Then so all these points are, we can say that this is what our primitive cell. And suppose there are again numbers, so I'll just extend this number of points over here. And suppose one of the translation vector is suppose A bar, and suppose this one is the B bar is like this. So here this is non-primitive cell. So here the primitive cell is the effective number of lattice points. So there are actually the equal to 1. So correct option is C, which is equal to 1. Now next question. In primitive cell, the lattice point lies at its, the options are inside the surface of the cell, option B, outside the surface of the cell, option C, both surface of the cell, side of the cell, and the option D, at its corner. And the correct option is the primitive cell of the lattice point lies at its corner only, right? So because here I'll already shown the primitive cell, these lattice points are at the corner only. The question, sodium chloride is an example of crystal system, and the options are simple cubic, B triclinic, C hexagonal, and D tetragonal. So the answer is the simple cubic. Question number 12. So for hexagonal system, number of Bravais lattices are option A 2, option B 4, option C 3, and option D 1. So the correct option is 1, because for hexagonal system number of Bravais lattices are only 1, while for simple cubic there are 3 Bravais lattices. For example, FCC, simple cubic, and BCC. In such a way, hexagonal system has only one Bravais lattices. Next question is, X-rays are dash dash waves, and the options are option A ultraviolet, B gamma, C electromagnetic, and D radio. And the correct option is the X-rays are electromagnetic waves, because ultraviolet, gamma and the radio all are the electromagnetic waves. Question number 14. The classical free electron theory was postulated by P. Drude and dash dash, and the options are Lorentz, Sommerfeld, Hall, and none of these. And the correct option is Lorentz. Question number 15. According to the classical free electron theory, option number A, some valence electrons are tightly bound and some are weakly bound. B, valence electrons are weakly bound with atom. C, there are no free electron in metal. And option D, none of these. So for this giving the answer of this question, you have to know all the assumptions of classical free electron theory. If you know all these assumptions, then you can easily give the answer of this question. And the answer of this question is B, valence electron are weakly bound with atom. Now question 16 is, according to the classical free electron theory, free electron obeys dash 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 statistics. So options A, Thomson, option B, Maxwell-Boltzmann, option C, Lorentz, option D, none of these. And according to the assumption of classical free electron theory, free electron obeys the Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Question number 17 is, the quantum free electron theory was proposed by, options are A. Miller, B. Sommerfeld, C. Thomson, D. none of these. And correct option is the quantum free electron theory was proposed by Sommerfeld. Question number 18. Solids with high value of conductivity are called as, and the options are A. metals, B. non-metals, C. insulators, and D. none of these. So solids with high value of conductivity are called as option. Correct option A is a metal. Question 19 is, according to Sommerfeld free electron theory, free electrons obeys dot dot statistics. And our options are A. Maxwell-Boltzmann, B. Fermi-Dirac, C. Hall, and D. none of these. And correct options of this question is, according to Sommerfeld free electron theory, free electron obeys Fermi-Dirac statistics. So this is one of the assumptions of Sommerfeld free electron theory. Now the question number 20 is, the average distance traveled by the electron between dash dash is called mean free path. And the options are A. 2 unit cells, B. 2 steps, C. 2 collisions, and D. none of these. So according to the definition of mean free path, the correct option is C. 2 collisions. The average distance traveled by the electron between 2 collisions is called mean free path. Question number 21. In Sommerfeld's free electron model, it is assumed that the free electrons in a solid move as if it is a system of, and options are A. waves and gas molecules, B. particles, C. gas molecules only, and D. none of these. So according to the assumptions of Sommerfeld free electron model, it is assumed that the free electrons in a solid move as if it is a system of waves and gas molecules. So the correct option is A. Question number 22. The energy E of an electron inside the infinite potential box in a state N is proportional to the options. A is none of these, B reciprocal of N, C reciprocal of square of N, and D square of N. We know the energy of electron inside the infinite potential box is En equal to N square into H cross square into pi square divided by twice m a square. While n is the state, h cross is the Planck's constant divided by 2 pi, pi is the constant, while m is the mass of electron and a is the length of potential box. So this is the formula of energy of electron inside the infinite potential box. So here we can say that the energy En is proportional to the square of n. So the option is D, square of n. Question number 23. The valence band and the conduction band overlap in case of options A metal, B insulator, C insulator and semiconductor, D none of these. First of all, we know suppose these are the conduction band and the valence band. So here is the conduction band and here is the valence band, and the energy gap between conduction band and the valence band decide the type of a material. So if this Eg energy gap is nearly equal 6 electron volt, then we can say that these are the insulators. So on y-axis there is the energy. If this energy gap between valence band and the conduction band is less than 6 electron volt and nearly equal to 1 electron volt. So here is the valence band and Cb conduction band. So this type of materials are semiconductor. And when this energy gap between conduction band and the valence band are 0, that is both are overlap to each other. So we can say that these are the metals. So from this we can say that the valence band and the conduction band, when they are overlapped, then we can say that these are the metals. So correct options are A, metals. Now the next question, question number 24. The gap between valence band and the conduction band is small, is about 1 electron volt in case of A semiconductor, B insulator, C metal, D metal and insulator. And of course the answer is semiconductors, right? So the semiconductor such as, for example, germanium, this has the energy gap Eg, value of Eg is nearly equal 0.7 electron volt, and for silicon this Eg is nearly equal 1.1 electron volt. So these are the examples of semiconductors. And the question number 25 is, the gap between valence band and the conduction band is large, that is greater than 6 electron volt in case of, and the options are A insulators, B metal and semiconductor, C semiconductor and D metal, and the correct option is insulator. Thank you for watching this video.